Hello, let's do the New York Times Hard Sudoku for November 23rd, 2024. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. I'm going to start immediately with, I'm going to try to explain geometry again because I get comments a lot, like, what do you mean by geometry? What the heck is geometry in Sudoku? Geometry is about shapes, right? So what we want to do is instead of just like laser focusing on givens, or even worse, laser focusing on the possibilities in each cell, just take a step back away from the puzzle. And for example, look at this box here. Now, you're not always going to get something out of geometry, but when you do, it's often something that's really important to find. Or it's just really shortcuts your solve. So look at the shape here. Here, I'm going to black it out, right? Look at the shape, this L. And what you want to do is you want to compare that to the empty space. I'll make that purple. So whatever's in the black can't go in the purple, right? So we're looking at geometry here. We see that none of these black, I'm also going to black these out, right? None of these, this L shape, whatever's in this L shape, we're ignoring the digits for now. We're using our brain to scan shapes. Whatever's in this L shape has to end up in these 6 cells down here, but we see that 2 of them are blacked out. Now what we're hoping to find is that now we have to actually look at the digits. So we have to unblack it out. We have to look at the digits and we have to compare them. And we do have 2 1s here. Actually, I'm seeing that these 2 1s look down, this one looks in. So even the repeated digits can be helpful because we can place the 1 down here. These 2 1s look in. We can put a 1 in one of these 2. But what we want to do is we want to look at these empty squares. And we know that 2, 3, and 7, these digits have to end up down here. So we need a 2, 3, and 7 to end up in somewhere in these 4 cells. Unfortunately, that's 3 digits in 4 cells. If there wasn't already a 1, if this was some other digit like a 5, for example, then we would need all of 1, 2, 3, 7, and that would fit perfectly. So that's what they would be. Now we know there's 3 digits spread across 4 cells. So, but that still tells us something. That tells us that, first of all, I need to look more carefully at 2, 3, and 7 and how they're going to fit in these cells. So for example, I see this 7 here. If you prefer, these 2 7s look down. 7's going to end up down here somewhere. Now the 2 can't go here or here. So it can be in one of these 2. It's something interesting to remember. If you can, there's not a good way to mark it, at least when using my system, so I don't. But it's still interesting. And then 3 needs to end up in one of these 3. So you kind of just look at that and you go, okay, was there any cell that none of them could have been in? Like this was pretty close. If this can be 2, we'd have to put the 2, 3, 7 down here somewhere. In fact, this would end up 2. This would be 7. This would be 3. But we don't have that. But then the other thing we can look at is now we see these 3 cells. Because we know we're putting 2, 3, and 7 down here, and then we also have this 6 that isn't any of those, and we have the 1, right, doubled up. That means there's 5 givens seeing these 3 cells. And so we know they're down to 4 or fewer digits. And so we want to think about what those are. And maybe something over here helps that out and reduces it further. So they can't be 1, 2, 3. These top 2 could be 4. These 2 could be 5. I'm just looking over here, referencing these givens. These 2 could be, oh no, none of them can be 6 or 7. These 2 can be 8. And then the 9 can go anywhere. So this one's all of the 4, 5, 8, 9, but these 2 are worth marking. So that's what I mean by geometry. You want to take a step back and look at the shapes of things. So like here, we've got 4 digits here. Maybe there's something special about trying to fit it into these 5. Unfortunately, the 3 does repeat, but we do have 5, 6, and 8. And it doesn't hurt to take a quick glance to see if there's anything that might work for that. Or you know, you can even look at this 3, 5, 6 against this column. And oftentimes you can just immediately reject it, but getting used to scanning for that can be helpful. We've got this 3, 4 that needs to end up in these 3 cells. You're going to have this a lot where it's like almost good. But it does mean that there's something going on here, and there's something basically there's something going on in this column probably where there's restricted cells. So it's a good place to focus. So I do see we have these 2 3s looking down. 3 ends up in one of these 2. And then the 4 is in one of these 2. Can't mark that. And then these 3 cells are not 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. So what goes up here then? It's the 5, 6, 8, 9. So this one can be any of 5, 6, 8, 9, but this can't be 5 or 8. So this is only 6, 9, and this can't be 6. So this is 5, 8, 9. So we actually have two 5, 8, 9s here. In fact, this whole row is just 5, 7, 8, 9. Unfortunately, 7 can be in either of these cells. This can't be 8 or 9, though. Or, no, actually, this can't be 5, 8, or 9. So this is only 7. And then now this can't be 8, so this is only 5, 9. Okay, so that was helpful. So I still want to do my normal scanning. And normally I do it all at once, right? I look at geometry, and I look at buddies, and I look at crossings, and I just kind of try to focus on one digit at a time. But also, when I look at a box, I'm first sort of glancing at geometry to see if there's anything cool to do with that. You just got to get used to doing all of that. And if you want, you can look at one thing at a time to get used to scanning specifically for each thing. So we do have the 3s. All 3s are done. We have this 4. As far as I can tell, the 4 is helpful, actually, because we have this 4 helping. If you watched my video yesterday, I talked about scanning strategy, and not only are we looking for buddies here, we want to look for buddies in the 4 boxes that aren't in the same band or stack as the digit we're looking at. So we see the 4 here, and then we see the effect on this box. And it ends up being that 4 is in one of these 2 cells. So that is going to point down. This 4 looks up. That puts a 4 over here. So what we learned is neither of these cells can be 4, which is new information. And now I'm seeing this cell here sees quite a bit of digits, including that 4, because it can't be 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. So it can be, it can't be 4 either. So it could be 3, 5, 9 only, I believe. Can't be 1, 2, 3. Can't be 4 because of the pointing 4s. Could be 5. Can't be 6, 7, 8. Can't be 9. Yeah. So, I wasn't done scanning up here, but I did get the pointing 4s. I wanted to mark that in. So I looked at the 3 and the 4. I want to look at every digit, basically. The 3 is already taken care of in the band, but we do have 1, 2, and 7. The 7 has a buddy over here. The 7 looks up, putting a 7 in one of these 2. And there aren't any 7s down here. There's this 1 7 here, but we already have it marked in this box. Okay. Did I look at 1 and 2 already? I don't think so. We have a bunch of 2s looking up here. This 2 doesn't actually help, but it puts a 2 in one of these 2. And then the 1... This one looks in, this one looks up. Normally I wouldn't mark this, but look, we have the 2s and 7s already marked. So 1's going to end up in one of these 3. So if we look, if I did mark this, what we'd have is we'd have 3 overlapping corner marks in 3 cells. So the 1 is limited to these 3, the 2 is limited within these 3, and the 7 is limited within these 3. It doesn't matter that this can't be 7 and this can't be 2. If you want, we could pretend this could be 2 and this could be 7 just to see the pattern, but these are all 1, 2, 7. So basically the idea is within these 3 cells, we need to fit the 1, we need to fit the 2, and we need to fit the 7. So we can't fit anything else. So we can convert these corner marks to center marks. And I'm not going to clear the corner. I'm not going to clear the corner marks. These 7s actually aren't helpful. Are these 2s helpful? No. The 1s definitely aren't. Okay, so I will clear the corner marks. So this was a hidden triple. Whenever you find a hidden technique, what that did is it removed anything else that could have been in those cells. And so what you want to do is you want to look at how does that affect their rows, their columns in the box. So the easiest way to see what digits were potentially removed is to think about what 4 remain over here, which is the 5, 6, 8, 9. So potentially 5, 6, 8, 9 might be interesting in this box, this row, or this column, these columns now, because these can't be 5, 6, 8, 9 anymore. So like this can't be 6 or 9. So 6 is limited to these 2 now. 6 is limited to these 2. Okay, can't do anything with that. Let's look at the 5. 5 is now here. Okay, I'm not immediately seeing anything to do with that. The 6, the 8. These 8s look in. Aha, yeah, so it did affect the 8s in this box because this can't be 8 anymore because it has to be 1, 2, or 7. So the 8 ends up in one of these 2, which is going to point down along with this 8. This 8 looks in. Let's just place this 8. These 2 8s look in, putting an 8 in one of these 2. So that was helpful. Anything else with 8? No, I don't think so. And then the 9. So anything about, well, these already couldn't be 9, but now this can't be 9, but I don't think that does anything special. All right, so that's what we got out of this. This can be any of 5, 6, 8, 9, so we're not going to mark it. Okay, this box is down to 4 open cells, so we're just going to think about what they are. We need the 1, 2, what did I miss? 1, 2, 4, 9. So we know this one's not 9, so this is 1, 2, 4. Really nothing else to speak on there. Yeah. Okay, we got these 4s marked, yeah. I'm just looking at, okay, this 6 looking up does put 6 in one of these two. That's going to point down, this 6 looks up, this 6 looks in, puts a 6 in one of these two. All right. Is there anything else to see here? I looked at these digits. We might as well take a quick look at the 5, 6, 7, 8 here. So we know that we unmarked these 7s, but we already have those marked. God, I think I took care of everything. Okay, so now we move on to the next band. And I always like to start with the box with the fewest givens in it. So no buddies for the 1. The 7 does have a buddy. Puts a 7 there. These two 7s look down, putting a 7 down here somewhere. But we do want to take another close look at the 1, see how it affects other boxes regardless. This one looks in, putting a 1 in one of these two cells. No other help for the 1 there. Okay, we've got the 2, 3, 7, 8. We already took care of 7. The 8 is the only one with a buddy in the band, so we can put 8 down here. But we want to just take a quick look at 2, 3. So this 3 looks in, this 3 looks down. Puts a 3 in one of these two. These 2s don't quite affect this box well enough. Okay. I think that's what we get out of that. Let's just take a quick look at the 6, 7, 8, 9 here. We do have this 9 and this 9 looking in. That puts a 9 in one of these two cells. That's going to point in here along with this 9, putting a 9 in one of these two. This cell, I'm noticing we have a bunch of corner marks and none of them are here. So what can this cell be? It can't be 1, 2. It could be 3. Can't be 4. Oh, yeah, it can't be 4. Could be 5. Can't be 6. There's 6's corner marked here and here. Can't be 7 or 8. And it can't be 9. So it's down to 3, 5 only. That's a good mark. This one's going to be limited because there's 4 givens and there's 2 corner marks. So this is down to 3 digits at most. We can't be the 1 or the 2 or the 3 or 4. I think it's going to be 5, 6, and that's it because we can't be 7, 8, or 9. Yeah. 3, 5, 5, 6. Okay. So I think that's all we get out of this band. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. This final band down here, starting with the 8, we already have that marked. And we're still only looking at how these givens affect the boxes in the band. We're not worried about the stacks right now. We scan the stacks next. You could scan the stacks at the same time, but at some point it's too much to do in your head all at once. And it would make this solve a lot harder to follow, I think. But we do have this 4 looking in. Unfortunately, this 4 doesn't help in any way. Okay, we do have 2 6s looking down here. This 6 looks up in as well, so that places this 6. Now these 2 6s look in here, putting a 6 in one of these two. Oh, in this box, 6 is actually limited. Yeah, okay, so 6 was removed from these 3. This 6 looks in. 6 is in one of these two. That's going to point down, removing 6 from here, and that places this 6, placing this 5, placing this 3. Wow, those were really good markings. Places this 3 here as well. So we just got some digits. We want to follow up on it. This is okay, yeah. And for the column, I'm seeing we need 1, 2, 7, but this cell can't be 2 or 7. So this is our 1, 2, and 7. That's our 1. Finished our triple. That's not a 1 there. In fact, 1 in this box has to end up here. That places this 1. Wow, okay. Up here, this is a triple. That's always useful. We need 2, 4, 9. So this 2, 4, 9 triple means this can't be 4, placing the 4 in this box. In fact, there's a triple left for this row. We need 5, 6, 8. I'm just going to mark that out. That's not 6. This is this can't be 8 or 5. So this is 6, 9. Yeah, 6, 9 for the row. Sorry. I could have easily seen that directly. Okay, the 6 and the 8. pointing down. Okay, so what else did I get? This box is down to 4 digits now. So is this row. Oh, this row's down to 3. We'll do this first. We need 4, 5, 9. This can't be the 5 or the 9, so this is our 4. And then this is reduced to 5, 9. That's a 5, 9 pair. This box is down to a 4, 6, 9. Let's get rid of the 4 here. It's bothering me. 4, 6, 9. This one's not the 9. We'll just fill it out. 4, 6, 9. This box is down to 4 digits. We need the 1, 2. The 1 is placed here. We have these 2 ones looking at. In fact, that's the last one. We need a 2 and what? 2 and 5. So this 5 tells us that's 5. That's 2. Gives us the 4 here. Wow, okay. This column, okay, this is 2 or 9. Let's do that first. Just anytime I have a row, column, or box down to 3 or fewer, I definitely mark it. 4 or fewer, I take a look. This is 4, 6, 9 as well. Okay, well, I'm going to look at this column first. We need a 3, 5. 3, 5. Seems like 5s are pretty open here. I want to look at this row. This is 4, 6, 9. Can be any of them. Oh, but this 5, 9 pair says that can't be the 9. So the 9's pointing there. Let's look at this row. We need the 2, 4, 6, 8. So we have all the odd digits. We need the even ones. This one's not 2 or 4, so this is only 6, 8. This one's not 6. This is 2, 4. No, it's not 4 either. 4 or 6, so it's 2, 8. This can be any of 2, 4, 6, 8. So we're not going to mark it. Yeah, we have all the odds in here as well. So 2, 4, 6, 8's here. So the 2 is in one of these 2 cells. I guess we have a lot of corner marks going on here, but this row has been reduced to 4 digits. We have 1, 2. We need 3, 5, 7, 9. This can't be a 3 or 5, so this is only 7, 9. This can't be 9. This is 3, 5, 7. Oh, it's not 7 either. This one's not 3 or 7, so it's 5, 9. Oh, I have a 5, 8, 9 triple here, which I missed. First of all, so let's take a look at this triple. Obviously, it does affect the column, but I'm going to be able to see that anyway. The first thing I want to make sure I take note of is that within this 5, 8, 9 triple, the 8 has been reduced to just these 2 cells. We know the 8's going to end up somewhere in these 3, but it can't be here. So it's in one of these 2. That's going to claim the box. Because if 8's in one of these 2 cells, it can't also be here. So I want to clear this 8 before I forget to. But that also means that all of 5, 8, 9 can't go in these 3 cells. So this can't be an 8. So this is our 2. This is a 4, 6, 8. And then this is going to be this can't be an 8. So that places this 8. That places that 8. Okay, we don't need that. That's 4, 6 pair. So we have 5, 9. We have 4, 6. What's the digit we're missing? Good question. It's a 2, actually. That's our 2, giving us the 9 and the 7. All right, gives us the 2 and the 9 here. Lots going on here. We get the 7 here, 3, 5, 9, but this can't be 5 or 9, right? We need the 3 for the column. That's 3. That gives us the 3 here, the 5 and the 3, the 5 and the 9. We get our 5 and 9 here. This can't be 9 anymore. That places 9 in the box. It places 6 as well, leaving a 5, 8 pair. We get our 8 here, resolving our 5, 8 pair. 6, 9, 5. I think we're done. 4, 6, 9. That's 6, 4. Just got to plonk the remaining digits. This is a 5. We get the 4 and the 7 here. And then we have the 4 and the 2. All right. Longer solve, but because I spent more time explaining, I'm trying to help those who are newer, or maybe help give focus to like the important things to look at. And I did want this to be a focus on explaining what I mean by geometry, and hopefully it makes more sense now. And the reason it's called geometry because it has to do with the shapes of things on the grid. You're really doing a given-centric scanning, and often that scanning doesn't even involve looking at the digits of the givens until you've looked at the shape and where you want to focus on those givens. All right, so hopefully this was helpful. Let me know how you did, and if you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.